Hey everyone, it is fight prediction time once again, and I decided to finally do a Zuffa promoted event, even though not only am I not a fan of Zuffa, I hate them. I can fully admit that I hate Dana. But the fact is, this fight could be a fight of the year candidate, and it might very well be. Obviously, I'm talking about the explosive battle where somebody is getting slept. Ryan Garcia defending his WBC welterweight title against one Conor Benn. All right, now, in their careers, Ryan Garcia has only been dropped 3 times to the canvas. Once by Luke Campbell, once by Tank Davis, and then once by Rolly Romero recently. Conor Benn's only been dropped 2 times in his career, both in the same fight to Cedric Peynaud. I don't know how in 2 fights Chris Eubank Jr. never dropped Conor Benn. That is a mystery to me. But that being said, I'd say Conor has a better chin, but I think it's what plays into part of that is Conor Benn just doesn't have the resume that Ryan Garcia has. Also, Ryan Garcia tends to keep his chin very high and very open as well. And Conor has a serious right hand. Now, I just don't know if it is a special enough punch that he has in him that can drop Ryan. And I get it. You know, any given fight, any given punch, anybody can be knocked down or knocked out for that matter. I just don't know if it's that special. Ryan also has a 2-inch reach advantage. He is giving up 3 inches in height, though. He's on a 1-fight winning streak, 25-2 with 1 no contest since the Tank Davis defeat. Conor is 1 year older. He's 25-1 on a 2-fight winning streak, and this fight is only the 4th time in his career Conor Benn has fought outside of London. Does that have something to do with this fight? I don't know. Does it play into it? I don't know. But it's a statistic that has to be looked at. He doesn't usually fight outside of London. Both guys have generally fast hands. Obviously, Ryan's hands are much faster. Both guys really hate each other's guts. And the one thing you can kind of say about Ryan Garcia is Ryan plays to the level of the fight hype. It was heated with Tank Davis, and he showed up. It was semi-friendly with Rolly, and he kind of came out flat. But as we get into this fight prediction, guys, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share it, and in the comment section down below, you tell me what you think about this fight. So Ryan right now, I think his right hand can kind of match Conor's right hand. I mean, just ask Mario Barrios, right? You know, everybody said, oh, he's just a left hook. Well, that fight shows he's far from, right now, just a left hook fighter anymore. And again, he is super special of a talent when he shows up, and he does come out flat. But I think because of how much hatred these guys have for each other, I don't think Ryan Garcia comes out flat for this fight. That is something I do not see happening at all. Now, is Conor like a slouch? No, he's a versatile fighter. He learns from his mistakes. He's really good at cutting the ring off. And that's something that he's going to need to do well if he wants to win this fight. He has a ton of self-belief. I don't think there's a fighter in boxing that has the belief in himself that Conor Benn has. You know, a real chip on his shoulders. Ryan's obviously better fighting at distance. Now, here's the thing about Conor. He's 21-0 with 12 knockouts as a welterweight, right? But this is his first fight back at 147 in more than 4 years. And that has to take a toll on his body. I don't care what the hell he says, it has to play a toll. You know, once your body gets used to fighting at 160, dropping to 147, it's going to affect him. I fully believe it is. And I think, you know, going into weigh-ins, I think he's going to have a tough weight cut. I don't think it's going to be as easy as he thinks it is. I don't know exactly how in the blue hell Conor Benn is the very first title defense mandatory fight for Ryan Garcia. You know, maybe it's the sanctioning bodies breaking down and giving Dana White a bone to chew on. And that leads me to talking about the elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room is Dana White. Okay. If Conor Benn wins this fight, it gives Dana White the ability, for real, for the first time, to put his finger in Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins' faces, right? But especially Oscar's face. You know, and then look what would possibly be in the works right after that. Now, granted, Teofimo Lopez just said he wants to, you know, spend some time with the family, wants to spend some time off. But to unify with Teofimo and Conor, well, Dana just tried to sign Teofimo, and Teofimo told him to go stick his money, right? He wants no part of Zuffa. That's why he's now fighting independently. You know, Teofimo, Takeover Promotions, you know, his own company. This fight with Raleigh was his first one away from Top Rank. But imagine if he was still with Top Rank. Then to unify, Dana could maybe stick a finger in Bob Arum's face. Oh, man. You know, first he raids Matchroom Boxing for talent, and then possibly sticking fingers in the faces of Oscar and of Bob Arum, or Teofimo straight out. That's crazy. So, this is why, you know, this fight is so important for Ryan Garcia, because in essence, Ryan Garcia can freeze Dana and Conor out of the division for quite a while, if not permanently, right? Now, here's something else. I think that if Conor beats Ryan, and then Conor goes on to beat Teofimo in a unifier, I think what Dana White, if Conor's able to, like, you know, not only unify, but become undisputed at 147, I think Dana White is crazy enough in the head. Dana's not all there in the fucking cabeza, right? And quite frankly, either is Conor Benn. Which is sad to say because I actually like Nigel Benn. Nigel is so much more humble than Conor is. I think Dana White would pay Conor Benn to throw the titles in the garbage. I mean, look, if he beats Ryan Garcia, maybe he does it with the WBC welterweight strap. I think maybe Dana would pay him to put the belts, or the belt, in the garbage. Straight up, the way in 1992 Riddick Bowe did because he didn't want to fight Lennox Lewis. I can totally see Dana throwing Conor some extra money to do that because of the sanctioning bodies and Dana hating him. Dana is a huge, even though obviously he's not fighting, obviously he's not, mixing it up with anybody. He has, as a promoter, no balls. He's always going to be a huge part to every story. And Dana, that's what Dana does. Dana makes himself part of the story and not leaves it up to the fighters to be the story. So like I said, Ryan can freeze Conor and Dana out of the division. Ryan, punch-wise, can overextend himself, which Conor can easily land counter strikes on him. And Conor would make Ryan pay dearly if he overextends himself. Another key factor of this fight, who's the ref, guys? Thomas Taylor. And that is a huge factor in the Conor Benn corner. Because what does Thomas Taylor do? He is a fighter's ref. He doesn't break up clinches quickly. He lets fighters fight their way out of the clinch, right? Excuse me. And that is huge. If there's any action along the ropes or in the corners, Ryan can be in serious trouble. Conor has a very sneaky good uppercut. And if you watch my boxing prediction videos, what do I always talk about? I always talk about the uppercut being the most deadliest, best punch in all of boxing. So that is a huge factor, letting fighters fight their way out of the clinch. Now, that being said, Ryan keeps his head on the center line, moves straight back. That's going to cost him as well. But I don't see Ryan being caught against the ropes. I don't see Ryan caught in the corners all that much. Maybe once or twice. But the fact of the matter is, Ryan Garcia is a very dynamic fighter. Okay, I don't see that happening. And the fact of the matter is, the saying is speed kills, right? And I fully believe what's going to happen in this fight is the explosive combos that Ryan's just going to whip out at distance, right? In and out, side to side, right? I think those are going to slowly kill Conor. My fight prediction, guys, look, King Ryan said he's knocking Conor Benn out inside of 5 rounds. I don't see that happening. I think Conor Benn's heart keeps him in this fight a little bit longer than that. But the fight prediction, guys, I want you to please like, share this video, subscribe to the channel. Down below in the comment section, you tell me what you think about this fight. My prediction, guys, is first title defense successful. TKO Ryan Garcia, round 9, to defend for the first time his WBC welterweight strap. Guys, until the next video, Cyclone saying, peace out, homies!